below Malta. This is a really very important picture. It's a 20th century impressionist drawing, charcoal on paper, and I bought it in an auction, and I think that the other people at the auction thought it was a copy or a print or a fake, and I personally don't think it is a fake. It's certainly not a print, and because I've had the opportunity to have it taken out of the frame it came in, which hid it, we've been able to have a very good look at it, and I've handled it without the frame. Now it's been to the frame is because it has to be put in something so I can show it to people and show it to the English and French sale rooms. And my aim is to obviously persuade the buyer that it is real, not a fake. And I'll show you the picture. So we had it put in a case, double-sided case, and the problem with the old frame, which was not a 1930s frame, it was a 1960s frame, is that you couldn't see the sides and you couldn't see the back. So what's happened is this artist has taken some tissue paper and has done his drawing on regular tissue paper. It might have a slight tint, buff tint, might have had a slight buff tint. In fact, it did have a slight buff tint, but it's no thicker than the sort of tracing paper you get at school or in the shops. The tracing paper has been stuck to a card, and it's been really well stuck to a card, meaning I can't get the tracing paper off the card. So looking at it from the front, we'll go over it. You've got F. Leger 30. Some of his drawings in charcoal from that era have got that type of signature, though he has different signatures depending on the type of thing he was drawing and the purpose of the item. For example, prints sometimes have different signatures to the oils. The limited edition signatures are different sometimes to the ones on the painting, so it changes, but that is 100% in tune with some of his paintings, drawings from that time. Also for sale and what have been sold are other Leger drawings in charcoal on tissue paper of the same colour. The tissue is paler at the edge where it's been obscured by the frame it was in. That means that it wasn't framed very late on, it was framed sometime through its life, and the fading, the shadowing we call it, means that that's not recent. So that's good. We like the colour of the paper, we like the fact it's tissue paper, we like the fact it's brown tissue paper, we like the fact the shadowing, we like the fact the signature and the date in that sort of format are right, and then of course we have the actual image. What is it? What is he painting? What is he drawing? He's drawing a woman, and it's a woman sitting on a stool or something, and there's a rug, and the charcoal is evident. You can see white heightening on the rug, so it's not just charcoal. The image is a study of some sort, and it's very nice. Why is it nice? Well, he hasn't finished the face. He hasn't bothered with the toes and the fingers, but it's a good pose. There's white heightening here as well. So there is some interesting elements to it. Is that a one-bar heater? Probably. Is that a cylinder pillow? Probably. So I think that it's stylish. I haven't found one the same on the internet, because sometimes these are made in clumps as preparatory drawings, but that is the sort of thing I've been finding that he's done. So the back shows the card, and there's nothing on it unfortunately at all, but it shows fading on the card and deterioration of the card, which you'd expect to see on a piece of paper 100 and something, sorry, not quite 100 years old, nearly 100 years old. So it's a Malta sale. It's 10,000 euros for someone who wants to have a go at it. I can't definitely sell it as FERNAND LEGER because I haven't had it studied by an academic, and unfortunately that means paying an academic to do it. So Christie's have looked at it for me. I've got the email here that comes with the sale. Sotheby's have looked at it. Sotheby's don't want it. Christie's don't want it either, because they say that they don't want to pay someone in France to have it authenticated. It says it on the letter. They're not saying it's fake, they're not saying it's real, they're just saying they don't want it at the moment. But because it's on tissue, because it was done a certain time ago, because of the shadow, because of the way it's stuck down the card, the tissue, because it's old, it's not a new copy, and I don't think someone 50 years ago was going to bother to copy a charcoal sketch by Leger on tissue paper. I just don't think it's a rational thing. I think it's the real thing. Someone else can take the stress of trying to get it authenticated and spend the time on it. I'm not going to do it. It's 10,000 euros. If anyone wants to have a look at it in Malta, it's in Meshar. I will sell it as a signed drawing, signed F. Leger, but I will write down on the receipt it is not necessarily, definitely by F. Leger. Thanks for looking.